The Windsor AKO Fratmen football team won their 4th O.F.C championship in the past 5 years by defeating the Hamilton Hurricanes 34-20 at Alumni Field this past weekend. Fratmen quarterback Brandon Riem led the way on the ground with 3 touchdowns and said it was a season-long process to get back to the championship game after losing to Hamilton in last season's final.
I made a promise to guys last year that graduated and they had to go out with a loss. I said I'm going to bust my butt extra hard this offseason to make sure that Teddy comes home this year, and we got it done. He's here.
The Fratmen will now host the Canadian Bowl in 2 weeks against the Prairie Football Conference champion Saskatoon Hilltops on November 11th.
We're going to enjoy this. We got a bye week, good time to heal up and rest up and start watching some film, and we'll be ready November 11th.
Back in 2009, Paul McCrary suffered a devastating injury, and he had to relearn how to do almost everything. And now, 8 years later, he's opening up Limitless Training Centre and to help you reach your goals. Here to tell us about his story is Paul McCrary. Paul, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you.
It was a football injury down in 2009. You're a CCH Comet,
Yeah.
proud alumni there. What were the first parts of your recovery like, and what are they like now as you look back at them?
What were the first parts like? Very dim, gloomy, stressful, and just very, other than my mindset, it was very negative. Like everything around me was negative, but I was trying to be, focused on the right things. Early on, it was very much a lot of people telling me that I couldn't do things, and, professionals, nurses, doctors, that I wouldn't be able to do this, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I always had my family and my support system, my friends, coaches, teammates, everyone was always, it seemed like my whole team was like, yo, you can do this, like, let's do this. And the other side of it was like, I don't know. And so my goals then were to get out of the wheelchair. My goals now are to lose the crutches. And it's like, I feel that this is harder almost to lose the crutches. It's just a more difficult, like, it's tough to process. I can't wrap it around how to do it. Getting out of the wheelchair, I was the one that was more confident, and now the people around me, they're saying, I don't know if I could do it. And now that they've seen me do that, they're like, yeah, crutches, no problem. You can get out of those, no problem. And I'm like, man, this is hard. Like,
Absolutely.
I can barely stand without them, so.
And you had your grand opening of a Limitless Training Centre yesterday. Now you have the ability to help people that were in similar situations as you, correct? You're dealing with people with spinal cord injuries, and what other kind of people that you're hoping to help with at Limitless?
Well, actually, my passion, obviously, I love helping people with neurological injuries, spinal cord, stroke. I've worked with aneurysms, and a lot of team training, sports training, athletes.
Well, we hope to see you helping more and more people in the Windsor athletics community. If you want to visit Limitless Training Centre, it's at
3873 Walker Road.
This past weekend, the University of Windsor hosted the OUA Cross Country Championships and had a pair of OUA All-Stars at the end of it. Please welcome Stefanie Smith and Andrew Nebel to the show. Andrew, Stefanie, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Overall, what was the racing like for you both? It was pretty frigid conditions here on top of Malden Park. Pardon me. It can get pretty cold. What do you think, Steph?
Yeah, it was a little bit colder than what we've been used to the last couple of weeks, but it definitely had that real cross-country fall feel.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
Andrew, you said in the men's race it went out a little bit slower, so that may have the weather may have had a factor to that. What do you think?
I think the colder conditions played a little bit into the results of the race, and as well just the word about the course's difficulty got out. So I think people were a little timid to go out on the 10K super fast, and everyone just kind of wanted to feel out the first lap or two before really giving it their full efforts. Throughout the race.
The season doesn't stop here. You guys have nationals, U Sports Nationals in 2 weeks' time in BC, Victoria, BC. What are your thoughts going into that race?
I don't think we want to change too much. Just, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So just working on staying fit, focusing on, nutrition and all that stuff, and just really try to get after it.
This week's In the Zone moment, brought to you by The Zone Bar and Grill at the corner of Crawford and Wyandotte, goes to Villanova Wildcats manager Josh Merrier. Josh is a special needs student who has dedicated his entire high school career to being the manager of the Villanova Wildcats football team. He scored a touchdown against the Herman Green Griffins on October 26th and shows us there's a lot more to life than just wins and losses. Congratulations on your In the Zone moment, Josh.